All right, this guy is usually in studio dropping real estate knowledge on us, but we sent him out into the field. Mike Cameron, award-winning realtor. We go out to America's finest city at the Broadway Pier. Let's go check it out.
As residents of San Diego, so much of our lifestyle revolves around our beautiful beaches and our undeniable coastlines. Our next two guests are here to tell us how an incredible organization is helping to fight and preserve those coastlines and the animals within them. Mike, you're a top real estate professional. Tell us a little bit about what's going on behind us.
Well, you can just see, looking at the downtown skyline, that there are cranes everywhere. Development is definitely back in downtown San Diego. It's great to see. As you know, we've had such a supply problem here in San Diego. Yes. Should be alleviated towards the end of this year. And it's great to see development, the new development on the Embarcadero, the $1.2 billion Bayfront expansion that has been approved already and started. And it's great to see all those new shops and things coming aboard.
Yeah, that's great. We got to walk a little bit around the pier. I mean, the biggest, showcase is San Diego Oceans and the coastline. Yeah. And I give credit to you and your family. You go about real estate very different. You're very involved in charities and the community. So I just want you to highlight a little bit about what you do.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah, we have a passion. We have two organizations. One is Compassion for Paws, which helps rescue and rehabilitate dogs here in San Diego, and then another one is called CEDO. CEDO is an organization that is dedicated to the awareness and conservation of ocean and its creatures, its mammals that habitate it, the whales and dolphins specifically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that brings us to our incredibly special guest that you brought us.
Yeah, we are so lucky to have David Hance here today. He's the COO of Sea Shepherd, which is an amazing organization that are actually on the front lines every day trying to protect whales and dolphins and other fish in the ocean too. So it's really,
thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's my honor.
So for those who don't know about Sea Shepherd yet, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, so Sea Shepherd, we've been around for 41 years. We were started in 1977 by a man named Paul Watson. Paul was one of the original 5 founding members of Greenpeace in the early 70s. And Paul was a very passionate person about saving animals and saving the ocean. And he realized that governments and other people weren't taking it serious enough and that nothing was going to be done with regulations. So he said, hey, the only way to really truly save these animals is to go out and save these animals. So he founded Sea Shepherd in 77, and as I said, we've been around for 41 years. In those 41 years, we have expanded from Paul and his small group of dedicated volunteers in 77 to 41 years later. We're in over 52 countries. We have entities all over the world. We have 12 vessels that are in various parts of the world protecting animals in the ocean. We have government partnerships now. We have a partnership here just across the border with Mexico that's just an amazing partnership, and they're so supportive of everything we're doing to protect an animal called the vaquita. So overall, we've grown tremendously in 41 years.
And one of the great campaigns that I think that they've just really taken a leadership role is the anti-captivity campaign, which is to really help people become aware of the marine parks and maybe some of the alternatives to going to a marine park.
Absolutely. We got to talk with Mr. Clevenger, and he's with Hornblower and the San Diego History Museum, and just, I mean, you know it best, the alternatives to going on these cruise ships and seeing the beautiful animals within their natural environment versus the marine parks,
100%. Mike mentioned captivity and how horrible this is, and I think you and I talked a little bit before we started. People have seen the film Blackfish, they've seen the film The Cove. There's a large faction of people that really still don't understand how bad captivity is for these dolphins and whales, and they don't really understand how horrific a life it is for these animals to live in captivity and to live in a place like any of these marine parks, when they can go out here on the ocean, as you mentioned, Hornblowers, you mentioned the San Diego Natural History Museum, they can take them out and see them in their natural environment every single day, doing the same tricks, living a very happy and free life that they don't get in these marine parks.
And it's so amazing. Those whale watching tours are just incredible to watch.
If you haven't been on one, I highly recommend it, and I don't think that you would ever spend your money on a marine park after that once you've been out there.
And sadly, a lot of people don't even realize that there's a direct connection with these marine parks and where they're getting the animals to do the tricks, to do the, and it's fueling what's going on in a world that we hardly ever see, but it's happening.
Absolutely, and even in addition to the captivity that happens in places like Taiji, Japan, and these other coves where they capture the dolphins, there's another faction of people that don't really get a lot of attention, which is the travel and tourism industry that are promoting swim with dolphin, the buyers, the sellers, the trainers. There's a whole faction of people that play a role in this that also are equally to blame. And if we could put as much focus on all of them as we do on these places like Taiji, I think it would make a big difference.
So how can people just watching this piece get involved?
Yeah, there's a variety of ways people can get involved with Sea Shepherd. You can come out and volunteer on our ships. As I mentioned, we have 12 vessels around the world protecting various animals. If you have the time or the ability to come out on a ship, we're always looking for dedicated volunteers. There are local chapters we have 22 chapters in the U.S. and Canada. People can get involved locally and put out the word. You can go onto our website and buy our merchandise and wear some really cool
Can we send you money?
Sea Shepherd. You absolutely can send us money. I should be mentioning that first.
Absolutely.
But yes, you can donate on our website, and that is what keeps fueling our ships is people's money. $5
I mean,
here,
that's
$10
proof in
there.
itself. So many people in this mentality, in this society, say, it's just me, I can't do anything alone. Your founder was proof that you can get a few people together, and you can buy a t-shirt, help out. Mike's incredible. Every transaction that they go through, they donate $200. So it's just from a real estate agent to whether you're an engineer on a boat, it can happen.
I think that is the key, is that there's no one that's too small to do something. And Paul Watson, our founder, is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Mike's a perfect example. If you want to do something, you can get up off your couch and find a way to make a difference, and I promise you it will help. And I
Yes.
promise you there will be people that will join you.
And you said something, a powerful statement that Paul, your founder, lived off of. Tell me a little bit about what he said and what stuck with you as well when you joined the team.
Yeah, for sure. He's very famous for saying, if the oceans die, we die. And I just want people to really think about what that means, or really stop and dissect that. If the oceans die, we die. If we don't have a healthy ocean, we as a human species cannot survive. We need the oxygen, we need the role the ocean plays in photosynthesis. So if we kill the ocean, whether it's from overfishing or plastics or pollution, then that's the beginning of the end for all of mankind. So if the oceans die, we die. That is, truer words have never been spoken.
Such a powerful message. Well, Mike, thank you so much for introducing us to Dave.
You bet.
Dave,
Great
thank you
cause.
so much for everything you're doing, and I hope everyone can get involved at this point.
Yeah, thank you for having me. We appreciate it. We appreciate everything Mike's doing. And anybody that wants to get involved, come on out.
Get
We'll take
involved.
you.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's
Let's
do
all
it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.